Yo, what's going on guys, it's Cursed, and today I'm going to be showing you 5 simple tunnel tips and tricks to use in endgame. Let's get straight to it. Okay guys, so for the first tunnel, what you're going to want to do is place out a floor, wall, stair, making sure the stair is over the top of you, okay, otherwise you'll land up like this, okay, and all the opponents above you will be able to laser you, okay, so floor, wall, stair, floor, wall, stair, okay, and continue to do that. This is a really good tunnel to conserve on mats, okay, so instead of the normal this, okay, it's going to use 1, 2, 3, 4, and a fifth if you're using a cone. This is going to be using 1, 2, 3, okay. So it's really good. You can also do it both ways. Just one thing to be careful of is the opponent dropping down off of height and walling you off and placing a trap. Otherwise that means you'll be in their box or your box, but it'll be their walls, okay? And you will get trapped or get caught in zone, so just be careful of that. But if you know that you're safe and you can just do this to save on mats, do it, okay? That's the first tip. I'd really recommend practicing this in creative. It is very useful in endgame, okay? Let's move on to the second tip now. Okay guys, so what you're going to do is first make sure you're on middle ground, okay, so make sure you're on middle ground with your team, okay, make sure you're on middle ground, because if you're on low ground you're going to get lasered from middle ground because this doesn't involve covering your head, and if you're on high ground you can get shot up quite easily, so you probably fall to your death or get killed one way or another, okay, so what you're going to do, place a wall ramp, okay. Make sure you're on this ramp at the bottom, okay, the whole objective of this is to stop you from getting shot from middle ground, so say there was another team on mid ground looking at you, okay, this is just meant to travel safely to zone, so travel to next zone, stopping them shooting at you, and if they do shoot you out, you're quite close to low ground, so you can just box up with your team or box up on your own, okay, so this is just one way to save on mats instead of tunneling, okay, and not getting shot at, okay. You can also do this with a ramp, okay, but like I said, this leaves you very vulnerable to getting shot out, but as long as you stay middle ground, you should be fine. This is one that is very useful. I use it quite a bit. Just make sure you don't do it on just this side and then forget that there's a team behind you and then get sprayed, okay. Make sure you know what you're going to do before you actually do it, okay. Practice this in creative. Let's move on to the next tip. Okay guys, so for the third tip, what you're going to do is place out a floor and run into the middle of your floor and place a ramp, so the ramp will be on top of you. This is going to cover you from above and behind, okay, obviously not the sides because there's no walls, okay, so floor, ramp, okay, keep doing that. This is going to protect you from the back and above, like I said, okay. It's very useful if you're in zone and there's people fighting behind you, and because they're in zone they disengage and they look at you to try and get a free kill to gain health. So in like an arena or tournament, okay, they're going to try and gain health if they don't have any floppers or anything like that, okay, so they're going to try and look at you and get a free kill. So this is very useful to do in endgame. Okay, you can also do this sideways, okay, just to get away from the enemy. This is very useful, okay, so I really would recommend this. Just practice it and it's very, very, very useful. So just practice that, okay, that's what it looks like. Okay, just keep doing that in creative and it will really benefit you. So let's get straight into the next one. Okay guys, so for the fourth trick, what you're going to do is place a floor and a floor, and a wall and a wall, okay, so like that. This is all done whilst turbo building, okay, so floor, wall, floor, wall, so you're going diagonal, okay. Okay, this is very useful to do. It's going to look like this, so you're going diagonal like I said, okay. This is very good in duos, squads and trios, especially because you have a lot of room. So if you are going to get spammed or nade spammed or something, you can build or like scatter your teammates around this whole tunnel, okay. This is quite mat heavy, so I'd only recommend doing this if you have a lot of mats, okay. So This is going to cover your top and bottom and the sides, and like I said, it's going to give you a lot of space. This is what it's going to look like, okay? It's very useful to do, and it's very easy as well. Like I said, you can just hold turbo build, okay? So practicing that in creative is going to really benefit you, and if one of you knows how to do it, then it's going to benefit your whole squad, trio, duo, anything like that. Okay, let's move on to the fifth and final tip now. Okay guys, so for the fifth and final tunnel, what we're going to do is place a floor and a cone, except for the cone is going to be pre-edited like this. Okay, pre-edited like this. It can either be this way or this way, so whatever you prefer. Okay, so floor cone, floor cone, floor cone. Okay, like that. Okay, this is kind of like the one that I showed you at the start, except for this one is going to give you the opportunity to move. Okay, so if the zone is rotating, you can move constantly, so that's what it's going to look like. You're quite unprotected, but you can add in a wall. Okay, okay, so that's what it's going to look like. That's the fifth and final one. It's going to keep you really protected, apart from on one side, but like I said, you can add in that wall just to keep you a bit more protected, or you can do another couple tunnels that I showed you, like this. Okay, that is the fifth and final tip. Thank you very much guys. Please like and sub and comment, and also go check out all of my other videos. Thank you very much. Okay guys, so just a bonus tip, making sure you build in the right mats at certain times is going to be really useful. So when you need wood, you should build in it, but just knowing that wood has less hit points than brick and metal is good, because if you don't know that, then that's probably some of the reasons why you're dying sometimes. So just knowing when to switch mats in when you're tunneling is going to be very helpful. Okay, so I'm just going to demonstrate by spraying all these walls, showing you what hit points and how much damage an AR is going to do to them. So I'm just going to demonstrate now. Okay guys, that's the 3 different materials. Make sure you swap when you're in endgames and just focus on how many mats you have. Again, thank you very much for watching. Please like and sub, comment. Thank you very much. See you in the next video.